Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad and believers in the Messiah. Welcome, guys. It is Friday night, which of course means it's time for Hidden Manna. I'm Dave Sain, Senior Shepherd here at Hidden Manna, and this is Brother Max. Hey, man, how are you? How you doing today, bro?
What's up, buddy? Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Ready to have a good conversation?
Yep, let's bring it.
Bring it. Bring it. Getting cold over here.
Yeah, I got some bad news for you.
For me? Why?
Remember how I always used to be a weather channel? Remember when I was a kid?
Yeah.
All I used to watch was the weather channel. I still love watching the weather.
Now we have an app for that.
But I was watching, and they're saying for I guess next weekend after Thanksgiving, there's supposed to be a big nor'easter hitting the Northeast, and then after that, you're like in a pattern for like up to like 2 or 3 snowstorms in like that week. So you haven't had real snow in like what, 2-3 years over there in the city. A couple of little dusting baby snow for compared to me.
Why do I feel offended as you tell me that?
I'm saying with glee, yes. Right? Finally, you get to shake off some of that snow to your part of the state, right?
You never know. Yah may answer prayer. It turns into rain. It happens.
That's funny.
So Thanksgiving's coming up next week, of course.
Yeah.
And we're going to be just a little information note for everybody. Next Wednesday, which is normally our Bible study time, we're not going to have Bible study Wednesday. Of course, Thursday is a national holiday, and we're going to be taking off on Friday too for Hidden Manna. So it'll be a short. Of course, we'll have our morning madness throughout the week. But no Wednesday next week, and also no Friday night.
Got to work out Friday after that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't like turkey. I do not like turkey.
I got jealous. Our brother Robert was telling us. Bob was saying that who was it? Did a Thanksgiving dinner at their church, and then his son, his tradition is beef brisket. They like to do brisket. I'm like, that's a good tradition.
That's a good tradition.
Nice brisket. I would rather have brisket than turkey.
Actually, I just a nice big oven stuff a roaster, and I like the stuffing, the cranberry. I like all the other stuff. It's just turkey and meat. We just don't go together. I don't know what it is.
Just need a little, and you can never eat a lot of it because it's
I don't even like turkey sandwiches. You go to the deli and
like a
turkey and cheese. I can't even eat that. I got to get like chicken for that.
Yeah, I do. I like the chicken roll. Yeah, or roast beef.
I'd rather have that, or roast beef, or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting hungry now. All right, so next week's just a little bit different, guys. So we will not be having our Wednesday. We won't be having our Friday night, but of course we will see you guys on Shabbat as well as this weekend and next weekend. Got a neat message for you guys for tomorrow. Looking forward to it. But here we are tonight. We want to talk about the title. The title for tonight is called "The Son." If you guys remember last week, Brother Max and I, we were discussing and talking about how Messiah is the messenger, right? The angel of Yah. And I guess, one of the big takeaways, or what I hope was a takeaway from everybody, is that when you read it in Exodus, what is it, Exodus 23, 24, that's a real problem for our Jewish brethren. When you read that really throws a whole monkey wrench into the whole idea of Yah, that there is, and remember how we said that, or at least what the rabbis say, that there's a greater Yah, and there's a lesser Yah, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong, but of course they don't realize, that angel of Yah became flesh and dwelt among us. But it's crazy because when you read it, that angel receives worship, that angel forgives sin, that angel speaks with the voice of Father, and does all the things that later on Messiah winds up telling us in the gospel stories. My Father is greater than I am. These aren't my words; these are my Father's words. The Son of Man has the authority to forgive sin.
Yep.
All of the elements that are given to Moses by this are told about this angel, Messiah is.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, right, we see that this messenger obviously is a lot different than when we see the account in Revelation, right? Don't bow to me. I'm a fellow servant, right? Because
Right. Yeah. Because
so
you're right. So normally when you see a messenger, somebody bows to him. It's no, don't do that. Not this one.
Exactly.
Not this one. It says, don't make him angry. Don't take him off. He might not forgive you. So it's and part of the reason of I want to sort of do this week and some of the last week is because we're going to talk about the sun today, or the angel of Yah from last week. Islam across the board, one of its chief tenets, because they claim a belief in God. Of course, they'll call him Allah, but they claim a belief in God. But it states in the Quran that God does not have a son, right? So they do not see or equate Messiah, of course, who they call Isa. Now they'll acknowledge he's Messiah, but I don't think they really understand what that term actually means. But they will emphatically say that he is not son, that God, Allah, does not have a son. And yet, the more you understand the Hebrew, the more you understand the story. It's everywhere. Even if you don't speak Hebrew, even if you don't know the native language, even the translations. And honestly, yeah, there's some translations that are really, really bad. Lots of translations that are better. A couple that are really, really, really good. But honestly, it doesn't matter what translation you get. I can find the Son, or we should be able to find the Son everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. That he is the Son of Elohim, that he is the messenger, that he does receive the worship. It's everywhere. And it's not just, in talking to people from Islamic background, trying to show them these sorts of things. I had a couple of weeks ago some Jehovah's Witnesses that came to my door, which is kind of odd. They haven't come to my door in a long time. I guess they're just some newer people. And of course, me, I'm going to talk. I was like, yeah. Well, we could talk. And of course, the one thing right off the bat that they come out with is that Jesus, from their perspective, is not God. That he is he's a little God, or a lesser God. And of course, there's no Father, there's no Son, there's no Spirit, all of that. And of course, we went back and forth with that. But I tried to, and actually, they were which is kind of odd, because normally when you talk to Jehovah's Witnesses, they'll try to steer the conversation to that one thing. But they actually listened, because I went through and I showed them the Hebrew. I showed them the word Elohim, that's plural. I showed them. Do you know the word? What is the term? The most holy. We say it all the time that Yah is the most holy. Do you know that's plural? So if it was actually to be translated in English the way we would speak it, it would actually be the most holy ones. But of course, we only say the most holy.
Yeah.
And certainly that's the way is the Jewish interpreters wrote it. But the actual word is plural, just like the word Elohim. It's plural. Let us make man in our image, right? Obviously, we're not made in the image of angels. So he's definitely the messenger. We know that,
because we've heard that argument, right? For people that deny Yeshua, being part, Elohim. They'll try to say, Yah is speaking figure to the angels. Let us make man in our image. You really think Abba is consulting with the angels of what he's going to do? Who are they? Even the ones before his throne say they have to hide their face. Right? So he's going to really, come on. I don't know.
And there's no indication anywhere else in the scripture that that we were made in the image of angels. Besides the fact that angels were part of the creation, right? It's not like they had anything to do with the creation. When you go back and you read the book of Jubilees, it tells us, because it goes through the order of the days of creation, and the angels were made on the first day. Their existence begins as this thing begins. So they weren't there, but it says, Elohim, plural, was always there. The Son was always there. The Son was always with the Father, and of course, everything comes into existence. And we've talked about this, before. But it is tough to wrap your mind around. It is a hard concept because we're so used to, we say God in English, and we're thinking singular, which is true and accurate, but it's a singular unit.
Yeah, I don't want to go off topic too much, but just I remember years ago, before coming to truth, 10 years ago, hearing a guy say that he believes, because I think human wise we're only using, I don't know, I'm making it up, 6% of our brain, and his belief was that in the kingdom eventually, and all these things that are so hard to wrap our mind, that we'll have full access to our brain or the, what I'm saying, which doesn't sound, now the more you think about it, too crazy, right?
I mean, I could wrap my mind. I could definitely wrap my mind around that. Most people probably use less than 10% of their brain.
Oh yeah, I can see a couple of memes right now. I can put on X tomorrow with that one.
I could definitely get behind that one. But there's just thinking off the top of my head, there's verses that really do back that concept and that idea up. It says, right now we see, Saul says, we see dimly as in a mirror. Right. We can only really perceive and understand so much. But when we see him, not only are we going to be like him, but we're going to understand. So I could see that. Now, if that means we're going to use 100% of our brain, who knows? Who knows? I mean,
pretty cool concept. It's a Star Trekian.
Right? Yes, very Vulcan, mind melt thing. Use all of your brain. So I want to talk about the Son, because this is another sticking point, especially in Judaism. This is another major sticking point. Because, obviously one of the titles of Messiah, one of the titles he uses of himself is Son of Man. But when Peter makes his confession in, Matthew chapter 16, after the feeding of the 5,000 and the 4,000, Peter's confession is, you are Mashiach, Son of the living Elohim. And of course, John,
flesh and blood,
John's opening up of the gospel is that Elohim, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. And so, contrary to what Islam would say, and even what Judaism would say, the story of the Son is from the beginning of the book all the way to the end of the book. It appears over and over and over again.
And I think in both circumstances, if Christianity and Judaism realized that, I think there'd be a big change in both of their, right?
I'm sorry, say it again.
I'm saying if Christianity and Judaism both saw that, to see that the Mashiach is the one who brought forth the commandments, right? And all these, it'd be an eye-opening on both sides.
Oh yeah, it changes. It changes absolutely. It changes everything. It changes everything. So I want to go over some verses about the Son. I want to get into Daniel 7 with that throne room scene and Psalm 2, Proverbs 30. But let's just start right at the beginning of the book. So the garden, the whole fall of man, the whole story of Genesis, the actual promise that's given to Adam and to Eve is a son. A son is coming, right? So what is that? Genesis chapter 3. Let me get over there real quick. For those of you guys that are following us along in your Bibles, obviously the scriptures will be up here, but you can turn to these verses too. We're going to show you a couple of neat verses. This is Genesis chapter 3. I know most of us know this stuff. We've gone over this before. This is the temptation of the woman So actually, it's when we talked about how Eve comes out of Adam, that she's in there with Adam, or Adam has Adam and the woman in him, and that gets taken out. She is of Adam, the way that Messiah is of the Father, of the essence of.
Mhm.
So she gets tempted, which while she's the one that falls, it's still humanity, obviously, that pays the price. Let's see. Their eyes were open. I wanted to get to the actual judgment. Here it is, verse 13. It says, and Yah Elohim said to the woman, "What is this that you have done?" And the woman said, "The Nachash deceived me, and I ate," which is absolutely the uh, the description of it's actually what Satan means, right? It means deceiver,
Mhm.
which is kind of weird because you know what one of the titles of Allah is? The Great Deceiver.
Mhm.
Which, that's obviously not by accident.
Yeah, right.
Not by accident. Verse 14. And because the idea of deceiving is that Allah, he deceived a lot of things, but he deceived them, and they thought that they crucified Yeshua, but instead they crucified Judas, which is
Yeah.
what? What? Of course, deception. But anyway, Elohim said to the Nachash, the fiery one, because you've done this, you are cursed more than all the livestock, than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, eat the dust all the days of your life. So I wonder, is it because we're talking about the serpent here,
Mhm. Mhm.
and there's a curse on whatever animal this thing is. I wonder if that's because the animal allowed itself to be used of the Nakash.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we
I don't
talking
know.
about
'Cause
a
what
possession?
what book is that? That it says that he used the snake to speak through. Um, I don't know what if anyone can
I don't.
recall. Yeah,
I don't
it's one
recall.
of the apocrypha books. I don't know if it's
Oh, okay.
it says
So
that
then,
it says
we're on
that
the.
it says that the snake was used to speak. So but like you said, was it willing or just I don't know.
Well, I would think because he's getting judged that it was willingly.
Yeah, and don't forget, it also says that they all spoke Hebrew, right? In the Hebrew tongue, all the animals. Isn't that crazy to
Isn't
think?
that is so wild to
Yeah.
think about? But then
Mhm.
again, come on,
Yeah, the donkey. We see the
you tell
donkey.
me, but you tell me you don't talk to your dog,
Yeah,
you
right.
don't talk to your cat, you don't talk to your fish,
Hmm.
and what's so crazy is your dog understands you.
Yeah, I think there's that dividing line, right? Because it was taken away at the garden, just
Yeah,
like Babel, right? At Babel, right?
right.
So that's pretty wild to think. That's another matter for another day. But to
Yeah,
realize that maybe that's why our animals, even you see in zoos, monkeys, how they can
yeah.
understand, or a cat, anything like you said,
Oh,
they get it.
I saw this great video the other day. This woman was at a zoo, and you had
Hmm.
the big silverback gorilla and its mate,
Uh-huh.
obviously. And this woman had her hands up on the glass,
Hmm.
and the male gorilla came and he put his hands up on the glass, and he's looking at her eyes, and she's looking at him, and the female gorilla
Oh, I got jealous.
walks right up, and she's just staring at the male,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden he turns around and he backs down, he puts his head down, and then she gives a look to the woman,
Ooh, that's
and it
funny.
was like, man, if she could speak.
Yep, yep.
So, you know, not so far fetched. Anyway,
No.
so
They were created by Yah, so let's remember that, right? These were his creations. So anyway, yeah, go. Let's get
so
back.
here it is. Here it is. I will put enmity between you and the woman. Here it is. I will put enmity. There's going to be a conflict between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. And here it is. He, the seed, the one to come. Now we say between your seed and her seed, but um, she's Adam. She's part of Adam. He shall crush your head, and you shall crush his heel. Of course, this I think is a prophecy, a prophetic picture of the crucifixion. Right,
Mhm.
his heels are nailed right to the cross. But it's he. This is the promise of a son. Now, you know what winds up happening prophetically, and I think people often get confused about this, is that something happens like real in history in time, and it's a prophecy. Like he gives a prophecy here of a coming son. Well, it's obvious that their expectation was that they were actually going to have a son, because they wound up naming Seth as the appointed one after the whole deal with Cain and Abel. They're obviously looking towards that son, but now here we
Prophecy,
are,
right?
Yeah, we're realizing, there's always an earthly shadow example of it, but the actual fulfillment of this prophecy obviously doesn't come till much later on. But this promise of a son that starts here, you can find it all the way through the book. It follows all the way through the book, obviously, until Messiah comes. So a son, and it's kind of weird because from a Jewish perspective, here's Proverbs chapter 30, and Proverbs chapter 30 and verses
4.
Yeah, starting at verse 4. I'm gonna start at verse 3. Let me pop this up so you guys can see this. So this is Solomon, right? Wise man. So the question is, did they have in Solomon's day the concept and the idea of a son? Because we can track it from Adam and the woman. We can go forward all the way to Abraham, right? And Abraham is promised a son. And of course, then forward all the way down to the apostle Saul, and he tells us, well, the seed, the son that he was referring to is actually Messiah. That's so there's an earthly thing. Obviously, it's Isaac, and the whole pseudo crucifixion. He goes to the altar, goes in Genesis 22, lays him on the altar, but a ram is caught in the thicket because Yah will provide himself a ram. Obviously, the ram is the son. But it's so great when you watch, when you look at, I guess it depends on what version it is, but when you look at Genesis chapter 22, when Yah speaks to Abraham, he says, take your son, your only son. Isaac.
Reiterates that, yeah.
Now, think about this a second. So was Isaac actually the only son? Technically speaking, no. But the promise that was given to Abraham, and let me make sure I have the actual verse for it so that we can, I don't want to say this off the cuff without showing you guys it. I think it is Genesis chapter 15 where he says this to him. Because I was thinking about this with the whole way that Messiah comes out of Messiah, that he is of Messiah, the way Eve was taken out of Adam. So here's something crazy. Here's Genesis. That same thought process continues on. So think about it. So if Adam's made in Yah's image, which means he's made of the dirt, within Adam is both woman and man, because it says she was taken out of Adam, right? He says, this is the bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. It was taken out. And I think that word side that we normally read, that Yah, took a rib. I think it normally says rib. It took a rib from his side. That word side actually means half. It's like it's like a construction term. And it's used in a couple of other places with holding the ark. There were two halves to the holes that held the two halves of the ark, so you could pick it up. That same term is what's used for his rib. So really, what it's saying is not that a rib was taken out of him; half of him was taken out.
And ironically, what happened with that? People in that mistranslation made up stuff saying that men have one less rib. That's not true. It's not true.
There's definitely some physical differences aside from the sexual differences, but even physical differences, Adam's apple. But the thing is, that's why he's in the image of Yah. He's a prophecy letting us know how Messiah is of the Father. That's why he says, make him in our image, the way that you and I are, the way that they are, Adam is. We're not. Which is the reason for marriage, because we're not made in the image of Yah. We're not made with two people inside of us. We're made with a portion of genetic material from two people.
That's why the two shall become.
The two shall become one. So literally, marriage is the reunification of the way Adam was before Eve came. That's why they're one. They're one flesh, but they're one. They're echad. Through the sexual union. And what does that produce? A child in their image, because they're not producing the same way that she was produced out of him.
Yep, and no wonder why Yah hates divorce, right?
Yes, that's why he hates divorce. It is. We're going to talk about this a little bit tomorrow, but yeah, it's about him. It's about his image. So anyway, so he gets to Abraham and he promises him a son. So we're following the story of the son, and this is Genesis chapter 15 and around verse 4. So he promises him. He's like verse 3. Abraham said, "Let me pop this up, guys, so you guys can see it." It says, and Abraham said, let me see, I'm right here. And Abraham said, "See, you have given me no seed." Again, the word seed, right? Obviously, we mean a child, a son, an heir. And see, one born in my household is my heir, Eliezer, right? We know that that's him. And see, the word of Yah came to me saying, "This one is not your heir," meaning his servant. But look what it says here. "But he who comes from your own body is your heir." So obviously we know the story. They're waiting years for this thing to actually happen. And so his wife has the bright idea of, hey, sleep with my handmaid. And maybe that's how, it'll happen. You know what the problem was? She's not his body.
That's right.
So when he said, "will come from your own body," he meant Sarah.
Yep.
He meant Sarah, because marriage is the reunification in that physical sense of the way Adam and Eve, or Adam and woman, was when they were just called Adam in him and taken out of her. And so how wrong, how we say, all right, we know why adultery or divorce is so bad. How wrong was this? How bad was this that he went and he slept with Hagar?
Yep.
It was bad. It was bad. So obviously he does have a son. And I guess technically we could say, well, yeah, it did come from his own body, but not according to Yah. That wasn't his body.
Not his plan. Yeah.
That Sarah is your body. She's not. So then obviously we're talking about Isaac, and so we're just following the son here. Oh, did I put that up for everybody to see? Take your son now. I just missed a verse. Did I show everybody? Did I say that and not show it?
No, you showed, you highlighted it, right?
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody saw that.
Yep.
So obviously time goes on. He finally does have first he has Ishmael, which is not of his own body. And then he has Isaac. And so here it is. And it came to pass after these events that Elohim tried Abraham and said to him, "Abraham," and he said, "Here I am." And he said, "Here it is. Take your son, your only son." Now it depends. Let me see if we can look at this in sort of a King Jamesy way, because it just makes so much more sense when you hear it in sort of that King James language. "And take now thy son, thine only son." Nope, that wasn't it. Maybe it's not King James. Maybe it's New King
NIV?
James.
New King James? Or?
I don't like the NIV, but anyway, we can try. Let me try the New King James. LM.
Scottish.
It's a Scottish.
Son. No.
Take your only lad. Oh, where's okay? Let's see.
Bagpipes.
No, it just says take your only. But anyway, I don't know what version it is. Take your only
Irish.
begotten.
We love Irish. My wife is Irish. We love Irish people.
Take your only son. He only regards Isaac because he comes from him. And some of the versions, of course, say take your only begotten son, which obviously should make us jump all the way to.
He could have just said, just take Isaac. There's right.
But he doesn't. And so So we're still watching the story of the son. Even though it's Isaac, we now know, because obviously we understand at this point this is prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when him offering up Isaac is prophecy of what's to come. It's the son. So I mean, Yah's been telling us or giving us the story of this relationship right from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is this something that by the time Pharisees come around and the Sadducees come around, that they rejected, that they changed?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you read some of the Dead Sea Scrolls, when you read the book of Enoch, it's the Son. It's the Son of Man, the Son of Elohim. He's there, one like the Son of Man. Enoch says he saw one like the Son of Man.
Mm-hmm.
Peter's confession is, "You are the Son of Elohim."
Yeah.
So there had to be some retained knowledge of this story of the coming Son, because this is exactly what Saul tells us in Galatians, that the son that was being promised, the seed that was being promised, wasn't seed as many; it was seed as one, being Messiah. So, I mean, the only thing I could think of is that this was just totally rejected by the Pharisees.
Peter even I'm trying to word this the right way, but when Yeshua asked, "Well, who do you say I am?" Right, and people say the prophet, because he was the prophet like Moses, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he is distinctly saying the son, right? So he's taking it to that next level, which would have still been, but and then he says only Abba downloaded that from, but. I just think that's pretty cool how you can see the difference, right? Not just the prophet, but the actual son. Yeah.
And so we hear it certainly in. Let me just get to the scriptures version again. We hear it in the New Testament by Peter's confession, but here is Proverbs. Let's go back to Proverbs now, and it really is it's amazing that when you read Proverbs. So here's Solomon, and the knowledge that while Elohim is echad, he is one. It seems the understanding of the plurality was there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That it wasn't something that should have been new to them when Messiah comes. It shouldn't have been something that they stumbled over. It should have been something that they already understood. So I really wonder where in history it goes left, because if we're going to judge by Proverbs chapter 30, listen to what he says in verse 3. He says, "And I have not learned wisdom, that I should know the knowledge of the set apart one. Who has gone up to the heavens and come down? Who has gathered the wind in his fists? Who has bound the waters in a garment? Who established all the ends of the earth?" So, I mean, just as a simple question, if we were to ask somebody, well, so who created everything? Who can rule the wind, tell the wind where to go? Who can tell the waves where to go? The simple answer would be Yah. Only, in fact, not just Yah, only Yah could do this. There is no other Elohim. While they're, lesser little gods, Baal and all the rest, even though they are sort of connected in the religions that they belong to with, the storms and thunder and lightning and the sun, and they have no control over that. The answer to this question is the only one who could do this is Yahweh. Some would say Yahweh, but Yahweh. So who established all the ends of the earth? Who created the earth? Yahweh did. And here it is. What is his name? And what is his son's name? If you know it. So by the question that he's asking at the end of this, who gathers the wind, who controls the wind, who controls the waters, who created all the heavens and the earth. When he says, what is his name and what is his son's name? The answer to the question of who did this is that it is him and his son.
Yep.
Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Can everybody see that? That's actually the answer to the answer to the question is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the only ones who is the only one in as a unit, as one Elohim that can do this?
That's right.
And what is his name? Well, his name is obviously Yahweh, or Yod He Wav He.
Yeah.
And what is his son's name? Well, it's also Yah.
And notes are pretty cool because John knows this, right? Because what is it in the Sephardic? And it says in the beginning was the Son, right?
Yeah. Right. The Sepharad.
Yeah.
In the Hebrew, in the Hebrew, it says that.
In the Hebrew,
but it's in the Sepharad. But that's how the Hebrew. So there had to be this retained knowledge all the way up to the first century that when you said Elohim, that there was Father,
the understanding,
and there was the angel of Yah, and both of them have the name of Yah. It says the angel of Yah has the name of Yah in him. Mm-hmm. It's actually part of him. It's who he is. Mm-hmm. So, and then of course, what you just mentioned was John, Gospel of chapter 1, where we see actually John chapter 1 is sort of the reiteration of what we just read in Proverbs. Mm-hmm. Who does this? So, of course, we're reading it out of Scripture's version from the Greek, and I guess at some point in the Greek they took out the word son and they put the word logos. And I can get why they do that, because logos does mean the all-encompassing mind behind everything, the power that brings it's a philosophical term, the power that brings all things into existence. So we read it as in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim. But you're right, the Sepharad and the Hebrew says in the beginning was the Son. Mm-hmm. And the Son was with Elohim. And the Son was Elohim. So I don't care whether you call it the Word or you call it the Son, we're still talking about Messiah. Mm-hmm. That he was Elohim. He was in the beginning, meaning before creation. Mm-hmm. So cannot be a created thing. It's like an angel. He was in the beginning with Elohim. Now we understand what it means to be in the beginning with Elohim. Mm-hmm. In the same way Eve was in Adam the whole time. Yep. And she was of him. And all came to be through him. So now he's answering Solomon's, or he's reiterating the answer to Solomon's question. Who can do this? He, the Son, the Word. All came to be through him. And without him, not even one came to be. One came to be that came to be. In him was life, and his life, and the life was the light of men. Mm. So and sort of the other reason why my personal opinion is that. Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with saying that he is the Word, because definitely later on in Revelation and other places, he is referred to as the Word. But it seems a little bit more likely that what the Hebrew says, what the Sepharad says, was perhaps really what the original said, that he is the Son. Because what's Peter's confession? His confession is, you are the Mashiach, the Word of the living God. That wasn't his confession, right? Yep. His confession was, you are the Son of Elohim. Mm-hmm. And when you get down to the last chapters of John, let me see if I can actually find it. When you get down to the last chapters of John, which is, so if he started off with the word, as the Sepharad says, in the beginning was the Son, and the Son was Elohim, then the whole book and the whole story goes on. And so in the end of the book, so one's the preface of the book, the other one's the epilogue of the book. In the epilogue of the book, which is the summary, what's this whole thing about? Look at what he says. There were indeed many other signs that Yeshua did in the presence of his taught ones, which are not written in this book, which is kind of neat and exciting, which means there's more stuff. Mm-hmm. Here it is. But these have been written so that you believe that the Messiah is the Son of Elohim. Yep. Yes, word. But it seems more likely to me, if John's ending the gospel on this note, that he probably started it on that note as well.
Yeah. That's the whole John is like the best book for this in the gospel, right?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. But actually, no, I mean it really is. It really is everywhere. So, all right. So we've connected it from Genesis, obviously, all the way to the Gospels. It's the purpose. It's the confession of Peter, so at some point, and it's got to be the Pharisees. It's got to be the Sadducees. Whether it was the hardness of their heart, the rejection, they just refused it. But evidently there were others like Peter and the others that still had this understanding that there is a son of Elohim. Here is, let's see, I want to go through a couple of different verses. So here's Psalm 2. This is a good one. Sorry, guys, give me a second. Here's Psalm 2. Honestly, one of my favorite Psalms. I like Psalm 1 and Psalm 2. So Psalm 2, if you go to Jewish commentaries, they will emphatically say that this is a messianic psalm, meaning it's about the coming Messiah. And yet, listen to what it says. So it's about David. There's no doubt that this is about David. King David is writing. And so the naysayers will say, well, King David is actually writing about himself because he is a son of Elohim. And they're absolutely right with that. All the kings were considered, all the faithful kings of the lineage of David were considered sons of Elohim because they're the type of the eventual son who is going to come and sit on the throne forever. And like other things that David does, like the whole thing with the serpent, it's a type, it's a shadow. Like the whole thing with Isaac, it's a type, it's a shadow. And so David, it's a placeholder here. Yes, it's about David, but it's really about Messiah. Messiah is the reality. David's the shadow. So with regards to that, it says, why do the nations rage and the people meditate on emptiness? The people imagine a vain thing. It's probably what we're all used to in the King James. It says, the kings of the earth take their stand, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahuwah and against his Messiah. So this is a prophecy.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure this was about King David, but this is a prophecy telling us what's coming. And they say, let us tear apart their bonds and throw their ropes from us, the things their word that shackles us. He who is sitting in the heavens laughs. Yahweh mocks at them. And what we're going to find out in a second is they're actually talking about the crucifixion here. I know it sounds crazy, but this is a prophecy of the crucifixion, or the rejection of Messiah. It says, then he speaks to them in his wrath and troubles them in his rage, saying, but I have set my king on Zion, my set apart mountain. Now, I don't think from a prophetic perspective that he's talking about the Jerusalem down there. I think he's talking about the Mount Zion where he is, the mountain where the rock was cut out without hands. I think he's talking about that mountain. I inscribe for a law. Yahuwah has said to me. So wait a second. So who's talking here? This gets confusing, right?
You just see,
because it's obviously it's Yah who's speaking. He who is sitting in the heavens laughs. Yah mocks at them. So you would think it's Father, but don't forget when the Father speaks, who's actually doing the talking? It's the Son. It says, then he, Elohim, who if you think about it from a Jewish perspective, it's just Father. But if we're thinking about it from our understanding, it's Father and Son. Then he speaks to them in wrath and troubles them in rage, saying, but I have set my king, that's definitely reference to Father, on my set apart mountain. I inscribe for a law. Yahweh has said to me, wait a second. He just said, I set my king on the mountain. Now that same Yahweh is saying to me, and who is the me here? My son. We've got both of them right here. Both of them right here. Isn't that something? Iron
Yep.
strive for law. Yahuwah has said to me. So this is the Son speaking the words of the Father, but now telling us what the Father actually said to him. You are my son. Today I have brought you forth. Or like some of the versions say, today I have begotten you. Same, verbiage you hear with, Abraham, take your only brought forth son, your only begotten son. Abba so loved the world that he gave his only brought forth son, his only begotten son of his body. The same way Abraham had to have one of his body. Today I have brought you forth. Ask of me, and I make the nations your inheritance and the ends of the earth your possession. Break them with a rod of iron. So, this king he's putting in charge is not playing. Dashed him to pieces like a potter's vessel. And now be wise, O kings, the kings that rejected him. So if you think about this, what he's saying is, if you reject the Son, what you've actually done is the kings of the earth take their stand and the rulers take counsel together against Yah and the Son. So later on, what does Messiah say? If you don't have the Son, you can't have the Father.
That's right.
That's exactly what this is telling us. What you've done to one, you've actually done to both. You can't separate it.
Yeah. And I tell you that the religious leaders, right, or better known as the tenants in the parable of right in Luke 20, the tenants saw and they reasoned among themselves, saying, "This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, so that the inheritance may be ours."
Right. And the parable says, so what does the owner of the vineyard say? I will send my son. Him they will respect. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. So break them, dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. And now be wise, O kings, be instructed, you rulers of the earth. Serve Yahuwah with fear. So if you serve Yahuwah with fear, who are you actually serving? Yahuwah and against his Messiah. Father and Son. Let me skip back down here. Serve Yah with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the chosen. Now, the chosen, that word is, it depends. Let me see. You got here. Here it is. The Hebrew is nashku, bar, chosen in Hebrew, but son in Aramaic. Kiss the chosen. Who is the chosen one? Well, he already told us. It's not like we're adding anything. He already told us the Messiah right here is, you are my son. So it's not out of context. Kiss the son or kiss the chosen son, lest he be enraged and you perish in the way, for soon his wrath is to be kindled. Blessed are all those taking refuge in him. So this rejection of the son, we find out later in Acts chapter 4. I'm sorry, I'm doing a little talking here. Just jump in, brother.
No, I was just looking up something when you were, but Zechariah 6. I don't know if you, I know you're in Psalms right now. If you could pull up Zechariah 6, starting at verse 11.
Hold on one second. I'm having a little trouble here.
And I'm sorry, verse 12. This is pretty wild.
I don't know why that will not go on. So I'm going to do it again. Hold on a second.
So everyone at home, PD's doing that. Zechariah 6,
Zechariah 6.
Verse 12.
Yeah, let me get there. Zechariah 6. Verse 12. So here we go. Okay. It says and shall speak to him. I'll read verse 11 just for context.
Yeah, for context, go ahead.
And you shall take the silver and gold, make a crown, and set it on the head of Yehoshua, the son of Jehozadak, the high priest. Isn't that funny? I mean, come on.
Yep.
What's the name? Yehoshua. And shall speak to him, saying, thus says Yah of hosts, saying, see the man whose name is the branch. There you go.
Yep. And keep on going. Yeah, this is really good.
From his place he shall branch out, and he shall build the Hekel of Yahuwah.
Keep on going.
It is he who is going to build the Hekel, the temple of Yah. It is he who is going to bear the splendor, and he shall sit and rule on his throne, and shall be priest on his throne. So king priest.
Mm-hmm.
And the counsel of peace shall be between them both.
Mm-hmm. Crazy?
Oh, good catch.
Yep. Yeah.
Good catch. Good catch. I don't know why this isn't sharing. Hold on a second. Share this tab instead. We're going through all of this, and everybody's like, "Where are they?" I don't know why that's not sharing. Let me go back here, see if I can do it now. I don't know. This one froze up on me for some reason.
Yeah, I see it's frozen a day.
So let me share this again. There we go. Let me show you guys one more time. This is what we were just reading that you guys couldn't say. One more time. It is he, the one who's coming, the man, son of Adam, the branch. It is he who's going to build the temple of Yah. It is he who's going to bear the splendor. It is he shall rule on the throne and shall be a priest on his throne, and the counsel of peace shall be between them.
Mm-hmm.
Both. So really, we're reading here. This is the confession of Peter. You are Mashiach, son of the living Elohim. So what does he say? On this rock, I will build my assembly. That's what this just told us. The one who's coming to build the Hekel is, in fact, the branch. And reject the Son, you reject you reject the Father. So here's Here's the book of Acts. Acts in chapter 4. So the verses that we just read in Psalm there, the whole I'm setting my king upon the throne.
Yep.
You are my son, today I've begotten you. Look at this. This is crazy. So this is let's see, around verse 23. This is Acts chapter 4. This is after the day of Shabbat, the whole sermon that's going on. It starts here, but it goes all the way. So, and having been released, they went to their own people and reported all the chief priests and elders said to them. And having heard that, they lifted up their voice to Elohim with one mind and said, Yahuwah, you are Elohim, who made the heaven and the earth and the sea and all that is in them. Same thing with Proverbs, who by the mouth of your servant David said, why did the nations rage and the people plot in vain? The kings of the earth stood up and the rulers were gathered together against Yahuwah and against his Messiah. For truly in this city they were gathered together against your set-apart servant Yahushua, whom you anointed, both Herod and Pontius Pilate, with the nations and the people of Israel. Peter is telling us that the fulfillment of Psalm 2, the rejection by the nations, he says it right here. Who are the nations? Herod, which represents the nation of Edom. He was an Edomite, the other side of the family, and Pontius Pilate, who represents Rome, and Rome represents all the nations, all the nations of that day, and Israel. That is the leaders of Israel. That is the Pharisees, the Sadducees. He's actually telling us Psalm 2 is about their rejection of the Son, the crucifixion of the Son, and yet if you reject him, you better kiss him, lest he be angry and comes and dashes you apart like a potter does his clay pot. So there it is. This is Peter telling us.
Yep.
This is the fulfillment.
Yep.
So you read Psalm 2, it's the story. It is the prophecy of the rejection from Rome, from Herod, from the Israelites, and the world against the Messiah. This is the vain thing that they plotted.
Yep. I'll never forget years ago listening to Zeph Porat, the rabbi, the Messianic
Yeah,
rabbi in Israel,
I like him.
and he was talking about that scripture, and in Hebrew they know to kiss the son is the biggest form of worship.
Oh yeah, pay homage to obeisance. Yeah, it's worship. It's worship. Here's this is so cool. This is Daniel. This is another real problem for our Jewish brethren. That I wish they had eyes to see it, and they would open up their eyes to it. So here's the book of Daniel. This is when he sees all the different beasts, which are really just, the different nations, and he describes them: the lion, the bear, so forth and so on. Oh my, the leopard, and so yada yada yada. So he sees that last beast, and then he's thinking about this whole thing that he just saw. And I love verse 9 here. So now he's just seen all these beasts, and now he's going to have a vision of the throne room. Now we just finished reading Psalm 2. What does Yah the Father say to Mashiach the Son? Sit here while I make your enemies a footstool. Sit where? Sit by him. Mm-hmm. He's given a throne. He's given a place at the right hand until he makes his enemies a throne. He's given dominion. Let all the nations bow to you, as you said, and kiss and worship. And if you don't do it to him, you can't do it to Father. So he has this vision now of the throne room scene, and it's there. The Son's there. Mm-hmm. The both of them are there. The Spirit is there, but the both of them are there. It says, I was looking until the thrones. There's not one throne. Mm-hmm. There's two thrones. Were set up. And the Ancient of Days was seated. The Ancient of Days he's referring to here is Father. He's speaking about Father. You're going to see that in just a second. It's very, very clear. We're talking about a Father Yahweh. And the Ancient of Days was seated. So he was seated on one throne. Mm-hmm. His garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like clean wool. His throne was flames of fire, its wheels burning with fire. It must have been an absolutely, I don't even know how to think about that in my mind, to mm-hmm. picture that in my mind. Mm-hmm. A stream of fire was flowing and coming forth from his presence, and 1,000,000 served him, and 10,000s times 10,000 stood before him. The judge was seated, and the books were open. Mm-hmm. I was looking then. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put that up. You got to remind me, man. There it is. I'm right here, guys. I was looking. I'm this verse right here, verse 11. Sorry, guys, a little slow today. I was looking then because of the sound of the great words which the horn was speaking. I was looking until the beast was killed and its body destroyed and given to the burning fire, referring to the beast the beast that he just saw, the last beast. It says, and the rest of the beasts, the first three, had their rule taken away, but a lengthening of life was given to them for a season and a time. I was looking into the night visions, and here it is. I saw one like the son of Enosh, or really the son of man. Mm-hmm. Because there's not one throne, there's thrones. I was looking to the night vision and saw one like the son of Enosh coming in the clouds of heavens. That term, coming in the clouds, we were talking about this a while ago as to, how does he actually travel back and forth? But if you think about it, we're talking about the Shekinah, I know you say Shekinah or Shekinah, mm-hmm. but you're talking about the cloud that filled the temple, the cloud that was on the mountain. It is Yah who rides on the clouds. Messiah raises up, and it says, and he goes into the clouds. It is riding the clouds is something Yah does. It's something God does. Mm. And how do we get it? And it's not just here. This is in pagan worship too. They think of their gods as, amongst the clouds, riding the clouds. So, but it is
might be something different than we think. Another matter.
So he sees who? Mm-hmm. He says one like the son of Adam, which mm-hmm. means, yeah, he looks like us, but like doesn't mean is. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
He's not. He looks like the Son of Man, and
A
I
reference.
guess
It's
he
not
is
really an
human,
exact. Yeah. Yeah.
but a human being would not be coming in the clouds like this.
Mm-mm.
Only Yah would be
Yep.
coming in the clouds. Only Yah is in the glory of the Shekinah.
Yep.
Only Yah, whose presence filled the temple. Only Yah, who was on the mountain. Only Yah, who smoke the burning pot, walked with Abraham. This is a reference to Yah. This is a reference to the Son all throughout the text. And of course, Messiah is going to come back. What they tell us, the same way he went up.
Mm-hmm.
See him is the same way he's coming down on the clouds. He's going to ride the clouds, coming with the clouds of the heavens. And he came to the Ancient of Days, two of them. Who can approach Father? Who in their right mind would even try to approach Father?
Mm-mm.
This is Revelation 5 we're looking at, right? Or another picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's worthy to open up the seals. Nobody can approach.
Mm-hmm.
And John starts crying, and he says, don't cry, because the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Lamb, he has come. And of course, it's Messiah. What does Messiah do? He approaches the throne, and he breaks the seal. Only he could do that. There was found no man, Revelation tells us, who could do it, but he could do it because he's like the Son of Man. Of course, that's the title he uses of himself, everywhere. Coming in the clouds of heavens, and he came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And to him was given rulership, which means a throne, and preciousness, and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His rule is an everlasting rule, an eternal rule, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed. We're talking about the Son. This is the Son who's going to receive this. This is the Son of Psalm 2. This is the Son. You are the Son of Elohim. On that rock, I'm going to build my assembly. It's everywhere, man. Yep. It's everywhere. It's the Son in Revelation, the Lamb of Yah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. No man was found. He's the Son of Man. And I know we're running out of time, but think about it. When he's standing before the Sanhedrin, so the Sanhedrin know this. The Jews know this. They'll say it's Messiah, but this individual has a throne right next to Father. This individual is given authority and receives worship. He was given rulership and preciousness that all peoples should serve him. And if you serve him, you're serving the Father.
That's right.
And so when Messiah standing before the Sanhedrin, and they ask him, are you the Mashiach? Right? So they've got their concept of Mashiach. His answer blows them away, because his answer is, I am. You've said it. I am. And you shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds. That's why they killed him.
Yeah.
That's why they killed him.
Yep.
In fact, what the high priest does the whole, tearing his vestments open.
Yeah.
Why? And so what did they convict him of? Blasphemy. Because the individual here, he's referring to Daniel 7 here. The individual here is seated right next to Elohim, and comes on the clouds, and receives a kingdom, and receives worship. And Messiah just told them that, right? Yep, that's me.
Yep.
And they freak out, because I think deep down they knew.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I think we didn't even get into Isaiah.
And tons of stuff. Yeah.
And the Son is absolutely everywhere.
Yep.
So
the more you look, the more you're going to see it.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So I guess the summary is, if you don't have the Son, you can't have the Father. Which should really. So we're looking at Islam, and I know a lot of people say, well, it's just another religion, and no, they don't have the Son. They don't have the Son. You can have morals and ethics, and we were talking about what they're doing in Buffalo and cleaning the place up and all that. You can do all of that, but if you don't have the Son, you cannot have the Father.
That's right.
Now, here's the other kicker. We're talking about Judaism. If you do not have the Son, you cannot have the Father. If you do not have the angel of Yah, you cannot have the Father.
Yep.
which
You're a robber.
which all of a sudden now it's a whole other thing.
Mhm.
So here we are saying, well, they're serving God too. No.
Mm.
No. I know I'll get hate mail for that, but no, you can't. If you love the Son, you love the Father.
Mhm.
If you don't love the Son, you cannot love the Father. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this tomorrow. I can't
Only
believe
one way in, right? Otherwise, you're a robber.
That's it.
We got a want to address. We have it. Was it LC?
Who's that?
In the chat. I think there are 2 LMC. Is the pastor of this church Ivor Myers?
No. I'm Pastor David. Dave saying, yeah, I've seen the other LMC. And normally when you look us up, they're like right underneath us. We're the ones with the blue and white LM.
Like my hat.
Yeah, there it is. There's our logo. But if you hung out with us tonight, hopefully you enjoyed that with us. But no, we are not that living. But
Shabbat Shalom. They have a happy Sabbath, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Happy Sabbath. Peaceful rest to everybody. So there it is, the Son. And we could probably go for another hour or two just going through all the scriptures of the Son. It's a everywhere.
Gratifying topic too. It's awesome to see the Messiah right through everything. It's cool.
Yep.
It's so awesome.
It's everywhere.
Yep.
It's absolutely everywhere.
Yep. And when you have eyes to see, right?
Yep. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
It's true. True, my brother.
Oh man, hour's gone.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yep.
I know you got a good one for tomorrow, so we'll everyone tune in. Tune into the same bat channel, same bat time. Remember, the one with this logo right here, everybody.
Yeah, the one with that logo. That's the Living Manna.
Check us out tomorrow, LC at 10:30, right?
10:30 a.m.
service.
Yep. And if you're just joining us for the first time, download our app. If you like what we do, you like the content and stuff, download the app. It has the same logo as you see on Brother Max's head there, blue and white. Go to the App Store. You can download the app. And whether you watch it on YouTube at 10:30 or you can watch it right through the app as well, plus all of our other messages and sermons and studies and stuff are available there. So you can go binge watch, other stuff if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother, I love you.
I love you too, man.
Awesome evening. We will see you tomorrow morning.
That's right. See you tomorrow morning. And don't forget, no service Wednesday or Friday.
No service, no Bible study Wednesday, and no hidden manna next Friday, but we will have morning manna throughout the week.
Enjoy some time with your family.
Yep, and get together. Use the event.
It's right.
It's Thanksgiving, so who are you thankful to? I'm thankful to Yah.
Yeah,
I'm thankful to Elohim.
And while there's a big meal, they can't run away. They're going to have to stay and eat at least.
Yep. There you go. Yep. And, leftovers.
Do it with love.
If you have leftovers, just bring it on Shabbat. We'll hang out and we'll eat.
All right, my brother. Shabbat Shalom. Love everybody. Thanks for tuning in and Shabbat Shalom.
Love you, brother. Peace.
Love you.